Hey everybody, welcome to another model building workshop. I am Mr. Allen. I'm coming to you from the Smith Hill Library here in Providence, Rhode Island on behalf of the Community Libraries of Providence. And today we're going to be talking about this kit, which is the Strike Fighter Tornado by ERTL. So this is an old kit, and it says the date is from 1987. So this is a vintage one from the old ERTL combo. So this is the it says Strike Fighter Tornado. This is the Panavia Tornado aircraft that was designed. A little thing from Wikipedia here. Twin-engined, variable sweep wing, multi-role combat aircraft, and is developed jointly by Italy, the United Kingdom, and Germany. There are three variants of this. There's an interdiction strike aircraft, a fighter bomber, let's see, an electronic combat reconnaissance version, and an air defense variant. So it's a tri-national consortium, as we mentioned, from Britain, Italy, and Germany. And it first flew in 1974 and was introduced in service in 1979-80. In this way, it was able to replace several existing aircraft that, because it did multi-role. So it did the job of several different airplanes. So for a cost point, it's not bad. And I think some of the air forces have started to retire this aircraft. I think the RAF retired it in 2019. Yeah, anyway, let's have a look at this kit. I should almost do a separate channel to like flea market finds and model show finds. That's what this is. I like how it says here it's a $15 firm, but I doubt I paid the $15 for that. Let's look at the instruction sheet here. This is a very busy ERTL sheet. This is one thing I'm not a fan of with this company, is that these map-like sheets get to be difficult. Because it's just, look at, it's busy, right? So here at the library, what I often do is make photocopies of some of these instruction segments here, blow them up so that kids can work on them in a slightly more orderly fashion than looking at this chaotic page. It's interesting that they have the no glue thing. I had to jotting down what that was, because some different companies have different codes on the instruction sheet. And this way I just decided to make it more obvious to whoever was going to work on this model kit. So yeah, there's a lot going on here, and the steps aren't even numbered. I just noticed that. You got to follow it sequentially, from like left to right. So that's kind of confusing. Does it mention nose weight? It just says add weight. It doesn't say how much here, because you need the nose weight to make this tricycle landing gear to sit flat on a table surface. If you're going to have the wheels down, you need to have the weight to make the nose stay down. Otherwise, it tends to sit up in the air. Like it's. Again, I found most children or youth tend to just leave the wheels in the retracted flying position, so you don't have to worry about any of this. And it tends to be slightly easier for them, because if you look at the landing gear tends to be one of the trickier parts of building an aircraft. And that looks a little fiddly from here. We'll look at the parts in a minute and see if the parts have that same fiddly look as the illustrations do. Looks like you've got some brakes you could set up if you wanted to, although it doesn't say it's optional. They just seem to have it deployed here. show you that here. I think that's an optional step, but it doesn't say that it's an option there. Looks like you have decals for the instrument panel, quite a few. There are some holes to drill in the wings to make room for some of the underwing stores. Assembly doesn't look too bad. Just parts of it are very busy, especially doing the, you know, this particular step has got a lot going on in one step. Would have liked to have seen that broken down better, because there's other steps that are very simple by comparison. Let's see. I'm already fighting with this map style instruction sheet. And then you get the last ones here. For the windows. Oh, and if you're going to put bombs and whatnot on it. So there's quite a bit of underwing storage you could put on this plane, so you can really load this one up if you wanted to. Which, if you're really into these kind of things, it's a nice bonus. So you have two versions in this kit. Again, this is 1987. So you have an Italian plane here. And then there's a German, which would have been West German at the time, here. And it looks like they're both in a gray and green with some orange panels on them. Yeah, it doesn't say much about it. This is his first mass-produced model. Double control, Luftwaffe for the German one. And the first Italian prototype is the other one here for the Italian one. So that's what's included for markings. And I'll show you the decal sheet, which is rather nice. And it looks like they've held up pretty well. How's the register? They look like they're pretty well registered. I could stare at these. I think they're centered pretty well for the roundels. The white outline around the German crosses could be better. Yeah, the black and the white. There's a slight issue with the register on those, for the German plane. But the Italian ones look quite good. And you can see all the multitude of instrument panels there. So yeah, the Italian markings look quite good. Anyway, this plane saw a lot of use in the Persian Gulf War in 1991, and now I'm kind of more familiar at this point of seeing these planes like the RAF ones in that kind of sand pink color, which was popular during the Operation Desert Storm. And I know there's lots of decal sets you can get to do that kind of thing. And I believe Saudi Arabia also used these aircraft as well. So that's another possibility. You know, if you're not so moved by those decal options, I'm sure you can find others of Great Britain, the Saudis, etc. Let's look at the parts. Now, ERTL is kind of a love-or-hate kind of a thing. I generally like them, but I haven't built this yet, so who knows? I might not enjoy this, but it doesn't look bad. I wouldn't say it's highest quality moldings, but they're not terrible, from what I can see. Again, the proof is in the building, right? When you start putting them together. But it looks like there's a lot to this kit, because there's a lot of underwing stores and things here. I can see that there's some flash that's going to require cleaning up. Underwing. All the bombs here. and some more flash. So from first looks, it doesn't look too bad. And, all right, as I was mentioning earlier, the landing gear, they don't look bad, because the instruction sheet makes this look really fiddly, but I don't think they're fiddly at all. Like they got some solidity to that. I think they'll be all right if you use them. Again, not sure what kind of weight you're going to need in this nose cone to hold it down. Trial and error, I guess. Just curious about a part that just caught my eye here. This doesn't give a parts tree, does it? No. Curious about this part. What this is. That is part 37. I wonder if that shows up. What is that? I'm just curious. Huh. Good question. Let me see it showing up in the instructions. Anyway, who knows? But that's a quick look at the old ERTL Strike Fighter Tornado in Italian and West German markings, or whatever you decide to do. All right, we'll see you next time on the next model building workshop. So keep on building, stay safe.